In the ancient world of Ayurveda, there are these herbs that are spoken about with a mix of reverence and a whole lot of caution. Today, we're going to unlock the story of one of those plants, a really potent herb used for a very profound and very specific kind of purification. Let's get into it.
All right, so our journey starts with this legend, right? The legend of a plant that was so incredibly good at doing one powerful job that it became famous across the ancient world. So let's uncover the story of this so-called Emetic Nut.
So let's just cut to the chase. When you read these ancient Ayurvedic texts, and they talk about this one, single, perfect plant for inducing a therapeutic cleanse, what exactly are they talking about? What is this legendary Emetic Nut?
Now, what's really fascinating here is why it was so famous. The ancient texts call it the best, sure, but not just because it's strong. It's because of this quality called anampya tattva. And what that basically means is that when it's used the right way by someone who knows what they're doing, it's considered uniquely safe and has very few complications. I mean, that's a pretty amazing combination of power and safety.
Now, to really get why you'd even need an herb like this, you have to understand a core idea in Ayurveda called Shodhana, which is basically detoxification. The principle is pretty simple, actually. If your body has a buildup of imbalances or morbid doshas, the goal is to get them out through the most direct route possible. And that's what sets the stage for our main character.
So enough with the mystery. Let's pull back the curtain and finally meet the plant behind the legend.
Okay, so the emetic nut is officially known as Madanphala, or if you want to get scientific, Randia Dumetorum. It's a shrub or a small tree that, funny enough, belongs to the same family as coffee. It grows all over South Asia, and this is the plant at the very heart of our story today.
And this right here, this just brilliantly shows you how important it is. Just look at all the different names it has in different languages, from Vamasaka in Sanskrit, which literally connects to emesis, all the way to menfal in Hindi, and of course, emetic nut in English. A plant with this many names is a plant that has been known and used by a whole lot of people for a very, very long time.
And here we can actually see the plant itself. On the left, you've got this really complex root system, and then on the right, the dried leaves. Now, the fruit and its seeds are the most famous part for their emetic properties, but other parts of the plant are also used in traditional medicine. It's like each part holds a little piece of its power.
Okay, now let's talk about its star role, this highly specialized procedure where Madanphala is, without a doubt, the main event.
So this is absolutely crucial to understand. Madanphala is not some gentle daily herbal tea, no way. It is a potent tool specifically chosen as the drug of choice for a major Ayurvedic detoxification therapy called Vamana Karma. Its use is precise, it's targeted, and it is powerful.
So what in the world is Vamana Karma? Well, it's basically therapeutic emesis. It's a very carefully managed procedure that's designed to purposefully induce vomiting. And the whole point is to expel excess kapha, that's one of the three doshas, often linked to mucus and fluid and other metabolic toxins, called ama, from the upper part of the body.
And this isn't some simple one-and-done thing. A real Vamana therapy is broken down into three totally distinct stages. First, you have Purva Karma, which is all the prep work. Then comes Pradhana Karma, that's the main event where Madanphala is actually used. And finally, and this is just as important, you have Paschat Karma, the post-procedure care to get the body back into balance.
So you might be wondering, why on earth would somebody go through something so intense? Well, traditionally, it's aimed at these really deep-seated conditions that are believed to be caused by having too much kapha. We're talking about things like chronic respiratory issues like asthma, certain skin diseases like psoriasis, and even metabolic conditions like obesity.
Now, I know this all sounds deeply traditional, right? But what happens when we take a look at this ancient herb through a modern scientific lens? Let's try and bridge that gap.
So the big question is, what's actually happening on a chemical level here? What's the secret sauce that gives Madanphala these incredibly potent properties that people have been observing for literally centuries?
Well, modern science reveals this complex cocktail of active compounds. You got saponins, alkaloids, glycosides, you name it. It's this specific mix that gives the plant its therapeutic punch. And the key players for that famous emetic action? They're thought to be the saponins and resins, which basically irritate the stomach lining and trigger that vomiting reflex.
But wait, there's more. The science shows it's not just an emetic, not by a long shot. Studies have found other really significant properties. Extracts from Madanphala have shown high antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory activity, plus some pretty significant hepatoprotective effects, which just means it can help protect the liver.
This is modern validation for its traditional role as a cleanser.
And hey, remember that ancient claim about its safety? That whole anapaya tattva thing? This is where it gets really cool. A modern toxicity study on an extract of the plant found 0 signs of toxicity in rats, even at doses up to 400 milligrams per kilogram. That's some real scientific backup for the traditional wisdom that when you use it in the right context and at the right dose, it's relatively safe.
Okay, this brings us to our final and honestly our most critical section, because with this kind of power comes a serious need for responsibility. Let me be perfectly 100% clear on this. This is not a simple home remedy. This is not something you experiment with. The very reason Madanphala is so effective is the same reason it has to be deeply respected. Its power is only unlocked safely and effectively by an expert, by a trained Ayurvedic practitioner in a clinical setting. Period.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got all the potential uses we've been talking about. But on the right, you have the absolute no-goes, the contraindications. It should never, ever be used during pregnancy, by people who are very weak or debilitated, or by folks with certain other imbalances. This is definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of remedy.
And this quote from the source material really says it all. The key phrase, the one you need to remember, is must only be used under medical supervision. An overdose isn't just a bad time, it can be downright dangerous, leading to some really severe side effects. The dose and the delivery really are the difference between a medicine and a poison. So, we end here. Is Madanphala an ancient cleansing secret, a key to a profound detox method that we've kind of forgotten? Or is it a potent substance that poses a serious risk in our modern world of do-it-yourself health? The truth, as it so often is that it's both. Its value and its risk are 2 sides of the exact same coin, and it all depends on knowledge,